Tur mana dziesma visbrīvāk skan, tur mana dziesma visbrīvāk skan.
How'd you meet Zidra?
How to meet you?
How did you meet Zidra, Vicky? How'd you meet her?
Accidentally.
It's always.
What happened? Where'd you meet her?
Look how she's smiling.
Well, my daughter was in school in Germany and I couldn't afford the car. So sooner or later he gave me a ride home. How did you take the cucumbers away? Because they look so lonely and so pale.
I'll take care of that. You guys just keep chatting away. You just,
Don't you want something interesting, like a history of Latvia? We don't speak Latin, you know, there is a difference between Latvian and Latin. Did you know that?
Latvia is an ancient nation like Estonia and Lithuania. On the south is Poland, on the west is Germany, and on the east is Russia. We have asked nothing of the world but peace and the freedom to enjoy it.
Probably at that time I must have been 9, 10 years old. So you got up early before the other people, you know, you have to be very fast, otherwise other one will get the best mushrooms. And then I was dreaming, you know, and thinking, oh, what a boring life I'm going to have. No more wars, nothing is going to happen. And then Russians came. Okay. Now we had 1 year under the Russians. And it was a terror. You can't believe it, that you are so afraid and so humiliating afraid when you can't run any place.
My father was told that one of his patients needed him for some reason, that there was something serious happened in Riga. And so I remember he drove off in an ambulance. Turned out that nobody needed him at all. But that night, a bunch of soldiers came with rifles and deported them to Siberia.
In summer, I was 15 and a half. I come home, I see my mother sitting in a chair hysterically crying. It turns out that her brother Yuris and his wife were taken to Siberia that night. But by word of mouth, you know, okay, the trains are still there. The trains are not left. So I take that tablecloth and put the bread and whatever, I don't know, and just tie it, you know. And I tried to get into the trains. I remember a small gate, and there was a Latvian, a young Latvian railway worker. He lets me in. And I keep running and asking, you know, Petzinch, you know. Nobody knows. And then I can smell and see the urine dripping. And there was a Latvian officers and they were all locked up. Of course I had to go to the bathroom in a corner and the urine was dripping down. And then there is a young woman standing there and she said, they took me, I don't have anything, and they took me just in a summer dress. You know, she said, I don't have any clothes, I don't have anything. So I take that coat and give it to her. And then they start taking my shoes off. And then the Czechists came, they just took me from both sides and dumped me outside. The men were more or less hiding, you know. because I never realized that they will take women and children. You know, somehow you don't do that. It's the 20th century. You don't take children, it's old people. Now the men come out, the wives and children are gone. They are crazy to fight now. If the Germans would not arrive when this, you know, we would be practically all gone.
Man die grausam zerstückelten und verstümmelten Leichen lettischer Nationalisten. Sie wurden von den GPU-Agenten in bestialischer Weise gequält und abgeschlachtet.
The Germans saved our lives. Okay, nobody wants to hear it. It's not the proper thing. So, many Latvians tried to join them because we were, one thing that if we will go, the Germans were going very fast in the beginning. Perhaps we will catch the trains, you know. And then at that time, you know, I thought, okay, I want to be an officer. But then at that time, no chance, no women. So the best thing I could do, I could be a nurse. Okay, so I wanted to be a nurse. But my mom is worse, you know. If you want to be a medical field, you have to be a doctor. So she prepared me, put me in rice so I could be a doctor.
We absolutely had to flee. I always remember that vision. It was like later in the afternoon, it was October, it was foggy, and there was this little piece of land disappearing, and that was Latvia. And I looked up and saw that the adults were crying, yeah, they were crying. And as I said, it was their last look at Latvia.
But I stayed in Latvia because I didn't want to leave. I couldn't shoot, but I could help try to keep the Russians. You say goodbye, you know, you don't think like that for always. You don't make anything dramatic. That's part of the business. Now, in the meantime, the Russians were moving closer and closer. So they took this unit from this city hospital, and we became field hospital. Since we didn't have any more electricity, the dead soldiers were all lined up in a hall, and I had to keep my little candle and climb over the soldiers to get over to the staircase so I could go up to my patients. And then it was one sad thing. I found out my parents were in Thüringen, and then Americans occupied Thüringen. I heard that. Then, you know, it's like curtain coming down. I'm on one side, they are on the other side now. And suddenly they said, you can only take one Latvian nurse. And so I was the only one. They were taking me there to the harbor, so we can leave for Germany. I know I had my coat on and I had my Latvian flag here. And I know I always put extra part of socks in my pocket with a safety pin. And I had my backpack. And I always had a physics book with me because I said, wherever I will go to school. When I know physics in a foreign language is terrible. And now they were standing with revolvers and counting how many people can get onto the boats, you know. And the boats keep going and the men keep pushing. And I lose my stop fast, you know, because and suddenly the boat is so far, you know, and there is a boat, and they keep asking, but I can't remember how they said in German, they kept saying, jump, jump, you know. Spring of what left one, you know, because I saw my flag. And I was jumping when I made it. we never gave up there in that part of Lapland. They were fighting like crazy because they were fighting for their home.